Hi, everyone. How are you doing today? I'm Kerry. Welcome to the Awakening Collective private Facebook group that me and my son Bryce have put together, inviting you to kind of take part of and really share what you have to say personally and what you have to share. And it's a crazy world going on out there right now. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that, well, things are kind of like going out of control. For the awakening people to see what's going on, though, it's a little easier because if you're awakened, it means you're in a higher vibration. It means you have more feelings of gratitude and peace and love and oneness and connection and all those kind of higher vibration thoughts. So that enables you to awaken and see more the truth of the reality, and that we're more in our inner world so we can see that clear. So it gives us a better perspective of what the outer world really is like, instead of the illusion world that the ego mind sees instead of the God mind. And so the ego mind is all about fear, angst, anger, frustration, depression, all the lower vibrations that put you in a spot where you're just kind of like really, down and out and looking at everything as negative. It's called negative polarity, actually. So being in a good vibration is positive polarity. So what I'm trying to say, I guess in a lot of words, is that this group is designed for you to come here, be recharged, be re-energized, be encouraged, supported, loved on for sure, and to bring you to a place where you have confidence and conviction of what your awakenings are and how to share them with the world, and not take it, harshly how someone responds, because you know that you are a light worker, a light warrior, or you're a savior, or someone brings salvation to the world, that you're maybe a miracle worker, and whatever label that the ego wants to put on it, to be humble enough to say, yes, I'm someone here to be service to others in this world. And that's, again, what positive polarity is, because negative polarity is all about self. Positive is all about others and oneness and being connected, bringing us all together with all the universe, all of creation, that we are all one with God, that we are created all at that time as one, and that we all come back as one, that we are eternal beings. So the awakening all brings that to light. And it really starts to show what's really going on with all this kind of chaos out there that we actually need, like the yin and the yang, the negative polarity, so we can go on to a positive polarity, and that we can step up in what they call the dimensional world. So right now we're in the third dimension. And as we get in this higher vibration, third dimension is all about self, lower vibration. As we get higher in that vibration, we come to the awakening stage, which is the fourth dimension. And then there's the fifth and the sixth, and it goes on and on and on. And the ninth dimension is wonderful. It's really good if you check out a video by Gaia, and the guy is, I think it's Martinez Diaz. Just a wonderful explanation of what's really going on and how it all started right from the beginning of time, and how we are today. And it's really an enlightening experience, I think, part of my big awakening and my journey. And so, speaking of journeys, I'm going to speak a little bit about my journey. And that might help anybody that's listening to this for the very first time. Maybe you're not even awakened yet. Maybe you're caught up in that fear and anxiety, panic, even, if you will. And or else you're just starting to awaken, and you might need some hope to know what's maybe ahead of you. And I can't say that your journey will be my journey. I'm sure it's all different, but I'll give you a little bit of an understanding. So when I guess how it started is like when I was younger, was a became a Catholic around 7, 8 years old, and I kind of went through the church thing, and then I kind of left in my teen years, and I all of a sudden I had this heart operation, and I go, oh my gosh, like, am I going to die here? And it looked really bad at one time, but if I had a second chance, I was going to make a difference, look for my purpose in life. But I got up in the programming of life. Life is all about a program. If you're in the Matrix. And if you ever watched a Matrix movie, it's what a great explanation, kind of how it works, and how, there's a false illusion reality and there's a true reality. And, we don't know that we're in this negative reality. And so that was part of it for me, starting my awakening days, because as I kind of searched, and it took many years, actually, I started seeing things. Like I started going and taking steps outside the box of the Catholic Church and for instance, and I started checking out Christianity, which was a real good jump. Actually, I learned all about like more worship was in my being. I got to read the Bible for crying out loud. That was a real cool experience and really enlightening. And just a word just spoke to me. So that was part of my awakening. And to know that there is a creator out there and I have a relationship with him. Wow. And then Jesus talks about being one, that God, he says, I am in the Father's in me. You are in me, I am in the Father, your Father's in me, all that, how that circle runs up where it talks about oneness. And he prays about when we all become one mind and heart. He prays to God that the day comes when that happens for us. And so that was a real enlightening for me too, taking a look at the Bible verses and starting to see some truth in that. And then I, started going through other things, like, when that awakening starts happening, sometimes the dark shadow comes in, and then you start getting some, maybe some depression. Life hits you harder. There seems to be a little bit more chaos around you all of a sudden. You just don't know how to take it. Your ego kind of just goes sideways on you. So I took some personal development work, and that really helped me start seeing what the ego is and how these emotional things are working in my life, like emotional intelligence. And I really got enlightened with that. And I took a thing called personality dimension, started seeing how people have different colored personalities. And that was a real way to see and understand not only myself, but others. So I wasn't taking it so hard. And I learned all about forgiveness and how that really frees you. And so that was a good part of my awakening. Then I started listening to some videos. I started listening to Dr. Dispenza. I took the supernatural course that he put on. That was wonderful. Taught me a lot about my mind, body, and soul, that the soul is who I truly am, and that my mind and body are just something that are helping me through this human experience as a spiritual being. And so that was really cool. And then I can actually heal myself through my thoughts, because my thoughts create my reality. And if I have it, my mind is ill, my body would be ill, because my cells are all brains too, and they just respond to all our thoughts. So to understand, if you have a positive thought, then you have a positive body and a healthy body. So those kind of things started to take form in my awakening. And then I guess I stick some more, I took a stop and listened to Aaron Apke and Mark Anthony Lord, Greg Breton, Dr. Lipton. Yeah, key figures like that. Even stepped into Abraham Hicks with a lot of resistance. I mean, tons of a resistance. As I was called, like, are you stepping into this new age thing? And everybody wants to put a label because they don't want to lose you from their team. The Christians don't want to lose you. The Catholics don't want to lose you. Nobody wants to lose you from their team. It's totally an ego thing, right? And the thing is to be awakened and find out that we're all one team. That was awesome, an awesome blessing. So when I got to learn more from Mark and Anthony through the ACIM course, that was a really great stuff, that we are not the body. And to really expand my spiritual awakening was a really key thing too. And to understand the universe a lot more than I do, and about quantum physics and all the things that are really kind of excellent to just be awakened with. And then all of a sudden I started meeting people that were speaking about this world, I guess you'd call it power, this like elite 1% thing they call that, just controlled everything, all our systems. I had no clue that, our political system, our religious system, our education system, our health system, I mean, it goes on and on. All the systems are controlled by them, keeping us as slaves, and the veils right over our eyes. We have no idea because we're busy running in the hamster wheel of trying to make life happen and keep afloat. And that's how they want us that way. That way we never get to a point where we have a higher vibration and we start to see things. So what hit us just recently, what's happening right now, was a wonderful blessing, because it gave a lot of people an opportunity to have some space, slow the mind down. When I learned a lot about meditation and manifestations and all those things, I go, wow, I can be still and know I am God, be still and know who I am. I am loving awareness is an awakening thing that came to me through all that. And to see myself as an observer, watching over my life, that I'm being lived actually. I mean, that's hard to take on, especially with the ego. But it's all for our own good. And that's what's really promising and hopeful, that everything is for our good if we see it in a lot lighter form, is that this is just an experience. So this is kind of my awakening. I'm sure I got a long way to go. I just want to share some of it with you and encourage you to keep traveling on this journey with us, and share and put some posts out yourself. And I love music, so put on your songs for sure. Even if you have some artwork, don't be shy, put that on. So thanks for joining me and listening to me today. And I hope this encouraged you to keep at it with us, and go and be service to others, which is what we're called to do. So for now, I'll just say pure vida and bye for now.